What's that? Uh, Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Scores! He did it again!
I just killed him. Before the game, I just killed John Madden because of a stink bomb.
Split special teamers, and now Brown is off to the races. Hurdles, kicks him in.
Giants are coming off a worse week than Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, that was the most exciting thing to happen tonight.
Game's over. Game is finally fucking be over.
Ed, you got to turn your mic on. I think. Got his hand on the button.
And now, our feature program.
Hey guys, how you doing tonight?
Hey, what's going on?
Hola,
What's
Mr.
going
Travis.
on?
Not too much, you guys. Anything good tonight?
It's Friday.
Oh, it is Friday. Yep.
Okay.
And we get to take a little break from this for a little while after tonight.
Yeah.
And looks like Chris filled out the rest of the projected draft picks.
Yeah, and it's totally different. Like, there's some picks that are the same between McShay and Kuiper, and then other ones you're just like, what the hell? Like, because they differ so much.
Well, as you said, they tend to differ a lot, apparently, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they go back and forth, like, whether or not they, necessarily differ on position, that's different. Like, they're usually fairly close. It's just who they put in those slots.
Yeah.
They put, this quarterback above that one, vice, but so.
Well, let's hop right into that then.
All right. Well, we can definitely do that. Let me get over here.
Because this is your last show before you leave the U.S. for a little while.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I start heading south of the border. So
if this wasn't our last episode of the season, I probably wouldn't have been on tonight.
Yeah, I kind of figured that, to be honest with you. But and that's why I was like, if you guys don't want to do, move it off, I'm good with it. I just won't be able to be on. But so at number one, they both have Lawrence from Clemson going. Like, hands down, he's going to be the number one pick. So number two
won't
pick,
it really screw them if they end up not picking him number one overall?
It would be hilarious, especially since he's about to have shoulder surgery. So he moved his pro day up from March to like this last week because he's about to have shoulder surgery.
Wasn't it yesterday or today?
What, his pro day?
Yeah, I feel like his pro day was like yesterday or something, or today.
It was either yesterday or today. I don't remember.
Because I heard them talking about.
Isn't it on his throwing arm too?
No.
Left shoulder.
Yeah, it's on his non-throwing arm.
Oh,
but still, that's going to affect everything.
Yeah. So moving into the number two pick, they already start to differ. So with the Jets, Kuiper has them taking Smith out of Alabama, where McShay has them taking a QB in Wilson. Mind you, this is, we haven't seen all the QB trades that are going to be coming through probably here in the next few weeks. So, or, next month, essentially. So this could change a lot. And then,
the Jets apparently aren't on Watson's short list anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
No, the Dolphins are, Denver is, and what was the other team?
Chicago?
No.
The Patriots?
No, it was
Green Bay?
No, that was the last one. It was Denver, Chicago, and San Francisco. Those were the three teams now on the short list.
Nate must be in a bad mood. I didn't get a rise out of him with Green Bay comment.
No, we don't need one.
Oh, I'm sad.
Wow.
They can add another quarterback.
You're all not going to get much out of me tonight. I can already foresee it.
All right, so at number three, Kuiper has Jamar Chase out of LSU, wide receiver, going to Miami. However, McShay predicts a trade with Carolina. So Miami would trade to Carolina, and Carolina picks up Trey Lance, quarterback, North Dakota State. I do not like this pick. I do not think Trey Lance is good enough to go in the top 5.
What does
Like,
Dr. Deuce think?
Who?
What?
I do not like green eggs and ham. No sir.
Oh, okay.
I
I didn't get it. I was like,
I
what?
just
Did
felt like
start
you kept going with the Dr. Seuss rhyme there, so I was just waiting for Dr. Seuss to chime in.
I don't
didn't hear you.
He's a top 5 pick at all. Like, I may be wrong, but he sat out this last season, so nobody's seen him play in over a year.
Yeah,
And pro days still, I'm sure still gonna happen, so we could see what's gonna happen there. But I don't like that. At 4, this is where I was saying they kind of stay on the same wavelength, but they trade players out.
Yeah.
Kuiper has Zach Wilson, quarterback, BYU, going to Atlanta, where McShay has Fields, quarterback, Ohio State, going to the Falcons.
And what would you think about that? You like Fields going there better than the Patriots?
Honestly, like, it would make sense for Atlanta to take Fields because he's from Kennesaw, Georgia, which is essentially a suburb of Atlanta.
Yeah.
So him and Lawrence they're from 20 minutes apart. Like, they're from 20 minutes down the road. So, they've known of each other since high school.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Fields is going to go somewhere between 4 and 10 in the draft, honestly. So it kind of depends on what moves are made and who does, where these trades fall out for the first round, honestly. At 5, both of them have Penny Sewell, tackle from Oregon.
Well, yeah, they got to keep Joe Burrow upright.
Yeah, that they definitely need to work on and fix. At 6, the Eagles. Again, this is where they differ on personnel, not so much position. Kuiper has Jalen Waddle, wide receiver, Alabama, and McShay has Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU.
You mean they're not going to take a quarterback add to their cluster of
craziness
mess down there?
Yeah.
Well, they're only going to, once they take a quarterback, they're going to trade him up to Chicago anyway, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I really hope we don't get Wentz. I
haven't even heard Wentz on the list for Chicago.
He is.
Everything they were interested in him, but everything I've heard is like basically he wants to go to the Colts.
Well, yeah, because that's where his old coach is, and Philly wants like the Matt Stafford size trade for him, but the Rams gave up, and no one's given up that for Wentz.
No, not even close. So at 7, the Lions. Kuiper has Fields, Ohio State, going to them, and McShay has Devonta Smith, the Heisman Trophy winner, going to the Lions at number 7. So at number 8, Kuiper has Carolina picking up Trey Lance, quarterback, North Dakota. But McShay has, with that trade earlier, his projected trade with Miami, has Miami picking up Jalen Waddle, wide receiver out of Alabama.
Okay.
At 9, the Denver Broncos, Kuiper's got Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State, and McShay has Patrick Surtain, the second cornerback out of Alabama, going 9 overall.
So either way, they have them pick up a defensive player.
Yeah, so
that makes sense.
Yeah, and Denver does need a little bit on the defense. They need on both sides of the ball, but defense especially.
Denver needs an entire remodel.
Well, yeah, and with Elway stepping down as GM, that could possibly start happening. At 10, the Dallas Cowboys. Kuiper has Rashawn Slater, the offensive lineman out of Northwestern, the one that Smitty is really big on. And then McShay has Caleb Farley. This is one of their big differences. One's offense, one's defense. Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech.
Okay.
They both have Kyle Pitts, tight end out of Florida, going to the Giants at 11. So at 12, Kuiper has Patrick Surtain II, cornerback out of Alabama, going 12 to the 49ers. However, McShay is predicting a trade with Chicago, and Chicago would then pick up Mac Jones, quarterback out of Alabama. Not a horrible pickup. I think he's going to be more accurate in the passing game than Trubisky, but I don't think he has Trubisky's legs. So you pick up an accuracy and probably a better passing game, you lose in that a little bit of mobility.
Okay.
So, I'd be okay with this as much as I don't want an Alabama quarterback, just because I'd have to root for an Alabama quarterback. But I'd be okay with this. He's proven himself that he can compete.
But has he proven the fact he can win?
I mean,
Not required in Chicago.
Yeah.
See, my only issue is someone that's on a team that's loaded like that and throwing to open receivers. What happens when it's a competitive game?
He's got to throw it in the tight hole.
The Bears don't preach a winner's atmosphere.
They really don't.
They're
Until
just happy
they
if
get
they
Nagy
show up.
out of there, they're not gonna they're gonna start putting some pieces together. But until Nagy's gone and they have a good offensive plan, the Bears aren't gonna do shit.
So maybe in 10 years.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what they said 20 years ago.
Exactly. I'm a true Bears fan, and Nate knows this, and that's why he can say this, and I'll pretty much agree because I know it's true. So, at 13, the Los Angeles Chargers, Kuiper has Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. McShay has Rashawn Slater, offensive lineman out of Northwestern. At 14, the Vikings, both of them have them taking Elijah Vera Tucker, offensive tackle / guard out of USC. At 15, Kuiper has the Patriots taking Mac Jones, whereas McShay McShay has them at taking Micah Parsons, linebacker out of Penn State.
That's more likely. But
I've heard
Bill,
a lot of people question he's going to be taking defense.
Yeah, he's going to either take defense or he's going to trade out of the first round like he usually does.
Yeah.
Hell, last year
Trade out of the first round.
Traded out of the first round, and then he picked up a kicker in the second round.
No, he picked up a Division II safety.
Oh, yes.
The kicker was a fourth round.
Oh, sorry.
Fourth or fifth round.
Yes, it was a safety. I remember that. Yeah. Because all I remember was we were installing your vanity.
No, first round we were, day two.
Day two.
Was that the vanity? No, that was day three. I think we were doing the vanity.
Was it day three? I don't remember.
I think so.
All I remember is that we were talking about it, and you had the draft on in the TV in the living room, and we were listening to it from the bathroom.
No, I had it on in the radio in the speaker light thing in the bathroom.
That's what it was.
So at 16, the Arizona Cardinals, Kuiper has Caleb Farley, cornerback, Virginia Tech, where McShay has Gregory Rousseau, defensive end out of Miami.
It's going to be weird seeing a C. Farley on the field.
Yeah, that is pretty. Yeah, I didn't think about that until you said that.
As soon as you said his name the last time, I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah,
there's going to be a Chris Farley on the field.
I'm like, oh, come on.
These parents didn't know what they had when they named him.
Nope, they didn't know.
They messed that one up.
What, Nate?
It'd be better if he was a lineman, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. It would be.
Yeah. At 17, the Vegas Raiders, Kuiper has Jalen Phillips, defensive end, Miami. And then, Travis, do you want to read McShay's pick?
Jeremiah, linebacker out of Notre Dame.
Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, linebacker out of Notre Dame. And then at 18, the Dolphins again. This is where Kuiper has Owusu-Koramoah going, and then they basically just flip-flop the picks
Yeah, they
between
did.
17 and 18. So one has one taking one has one taking the other. So, and then at 19, the football team, both of them have them taking Kadarius Toney, wide receiver out of Florida.
Do we think Washington's actually going to have a name this season?
No,
I think they keep it football team.
I think they've fully embraced the football team,
Yeah.
and they're going to be forever known as Washington Football Team.
The WFB.
WFT.
Yeah, WFT.
Well, WFBT, football team.
Football's one word.
Right, but it's abbreviated FB.
Yeah, but WFT and WTF.
I like it. I'll go with it. I approve this message. So at 20, if the Bears don't do a trade, Kuiper has them taking Tevin Jenkins, tackle out of Oklahoma State. If they do end up trading with San Francisco as predicted, then they have San Francisco taking Trayvon Moehrig, safety out of TCU.
They could use one.
What's that, Travis?
I said San Francisco could use one.
Yeah. At 21, both of them have the Indianapolis Colts taking Kwity Paye, defensive end, Michigan.
Indy's been loading up their offensive defensive lines recently.
Well, they can't get a quarterback to stay upright, so.
Well, they finally got it. They finally got everyone there, and then their quarterback said, "Yeah, I'm going to retire."
Yeah.
At the age of like 30.
And then there's, still those unconfirmed rumors that he's going to come back.
Well, that's what happens when you suck for life.
I don't either.
I've heard people close to him that said he has no desire to play football anymore.
And then you hear about Luck potentially coming back.
That's who we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rivers.
No.
Okay.
Rivers might come back because he has 500 kids to take care of.
Something like that.
I mean, he's got half the state of Alabama,
Yeah, I think he's working on a full football team himself.
Right. So at 22, the Titans, Kuiper has them taking Gregory Rousseau, defensive end out of Miami, and McShay has them taking Azeez Ojulari, outside linebacker / defensive end out of Georgia. So, and this is one of the most interesting picks, this next one, that I saw McShay make. So at 23, the Jets from Seattle, Kuiper has them taking J.C. Horn, cornerback, South Carolina, whereas McShay has them taking Travis Etienne, running back out of Clemson.
Did you all hear that Wilson wants to be removed out of Seattle?
We'll take him.
He's looking to make a move because they won't invest in the offensive line.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to come to Chicago then.
No, his wife wants him to go to New York area.
I don't know why, but
the AFC East could have Deshaun Watson in Miami, Russell Wilson in New York, what's his name up in Buffalo, and then who knows?
Some no name that nobody knows.
some 10th string quarterback on someone's practice squad playing for New England.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe they'll take up that wide receiver that played quarterback in Denver.
There we go.
Come on, he's too accurate for them.
Shit, just move. Edelman was a college QB. Just move his ass over.
I think
Edelman
his contract's
or Myers.
up, right?
No, he has one more year on his contract.
Ah.
It's there's rumors that they might release him though.
Probably because he didn't play after his surgery.
Well, they I think they told him to stay out after the surgery.
Oh, probably.
He's worth more trade value if he's healthy after surgery.
True.
Than if he comes back early and gets rehurt.
True. I just don't think so. With this pick to New York, I don't think the ATN would be I just don't see him being the top back off the board. I really don't. I think Najee Harris would go before him. I may be wrong because this is the Jets, but I don't see him being the top running back off the board.
Oh, probably not.
At 24, the Pittsburgh Steelers, Kuiper has them taking Zaven Collins, outside linebacker, defensive end out of Tulsa. And then McShay has him taking Christian Darrisaw, offensive tackle, Virginia Tech. This could also change too, especially since Pouncey announced his retirement today. They could be looking to pick up a new center potentially, or depending on, because there was always those rumors that when Pouncey retired, Ben was retiring, and vice versa. So who knows what's going to happen in Pittsburgh? So this is all subject to change in the next month, really quickly.
And come on, they're going to be getting a D end off the free market now.
Yeah, I saw that too. I don't think that makes sense, but
Yeah.
I mean, I could see them doing it as a publicity stunt, though, too.
I could all the brothers playing together, at least
Yeah.
for one season before he retires.
Yeah. And then at 25, the Jacksonville Jaguars in a trade from the Los Angeles Rams. Kuiper has them taking Christian Barmore, defensive tackle, Bama. And then McShay has them taking Levi Onsworth something, defensive tackle, Washington.
Onsworthy?
Wazurki? Wazurki? Yeah. Something like that.
That looks about right.
Yeah.
Gosh, gosh.
Yes. So at 26, the Cleveland Browns, Kuiper has them taking Aaron Robinson, defensive back, UCF, when then McShay has them taking Zaven Collins, outside linebacker, defensive end out of Tulsa. At 27, the Baltimore Ravens, Kuiper has them taking Terrace Marshall Jr., wide receiver, LSU. McShay has them taking J.C. Horn, cornerback, South Carolina. At 28, the Saints, Kuiper has Trayvon Moehrig, safety out of TCU, going there. And then the McShay has Jalen Mayfield, offensive tackle from Michigan. Yeah, I forgot I put that in there. Going to the Saints. At 29, Nate's Green Bay Packers. Kuiper has Tyson Campbell, cornerback, Georgia. And then McShay has Aaron Robinson, DB, corner safety, I'm assuming, out of UCF. Nate, what do you think on either of those? You think you guys need better defensive end or defensive backs?
I mean, we could definitely use, I don't know, a wide receiver or two. Like
No, they don't draft that in the first round. You should know that by now.
I mean, they either take a quarterback that they're not going to use for 4 years.
So we could
Or
really use
defensive
a
player.
solid offensive lineman. But if one of these defensive backs is the best available, then I don't see why they're not going to go with the best available. But we need offensive line, especially with Bakhtiari had his season-ending injury. I think Corey Lindsley's gone as center. So there's definitely some gaps that need to be filled on the offensive line, especially if they're going to try to keep Aaron Rodgers or Love upright for this season.
All right. So at 30, the Buffalo Bills, both of them have them taking Najee Harris, running back, Alabama. I think he's going to be the number one running back off the board, personally. After what he did to A, Notre Dame with the infamous hurdle, and then B, he kind of ran over Ohio State. I mean, they got a handle on him a little bit in the second half, but that was about it. I think he'll be the number one back off the board.
Yeah.
At 31, the Kansas City Chiefs. Kuiper has Azeez Ojulari, outside linebacker, defensive end, Georgia. And then McShay has Joe Tyron, defensive end, Washington. And then at 32, Tampa Bay, Kuiper has them taking Joe Tyron, defensive end, Washington, and McShay has them taking Christian Barmore, defensive tackle, Alabama.
Okay.
So a little bit of a difference there, but
both defensive guys.
Yeah, and I see moving forward, I can see, as some of these trades are happening, and or rumors start swirling. You're going to see Kuiper even start throwing in those trade possibilities into his projections.
Yeah.
Because this one was made so like they flip flop. McShay will release one, and like a week or so later, Kuiper will release one. They flip flop, so they're never gonna be right on the same page and like the same time frame. So like about the only time they're gonna be on the same time frame is probably when we do our next show. Like the week before draft.
Yeah.
And they might be on the same page, at least as far as kind of the trade orders and all that stuff, barring any draft day changes.
Yeah, because then we'll know if anybody's other than trades on draft night itself.
Yeah. Anybody traded up for anything, or
Yeah.
Who's getting 5 and 6 first round picks, like the Raiders did last year. I think they had 4 last year, 3 or 4.
I think so. There was a
like
lot.
Yeah.
All right. So, draft night should be fun. Have a lot of people that we can look at.
Yeah, Nate, you're gonna have to get more of your trivia questions for me to beat everyone again.
I was gonna say, do we want to see if I can stump Jeremy in 10 questions?
Oh, you want to go on 10 more of those questions from last week?
Let's see if we can stump Jeremy on any question.
Hey, Nate, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Going back to last week, that longest sack in NFL history, do you know what yard line that happened on? I'll give you 4 options. It happened at their own 48, happened at the opposing team's 28, happened on their own 38, happened on the opposing team's 33.
I'll go with D.
Wrong. It was their own 38-yard line.
Too far off.
Is it bad? I knew that.
No.
The worst part, I didn't have to look it up.
You ready for your questions, Jeremy?
I maybe. Let's see what we got here.
All right. Let's see if we can stump Jeremy.
How many teams have been in the Super Bowl 5 times? All right. That's a horrible question because the answer's in the question. So the teams that have been in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 5, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Washington, Green Bay, Miami, New York, and Oakland. Oakland/Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So they didn't include the teams that have been there 6 times.
Nope. Only the teams that have been there 5 times.
Well, technically, the teams that have been there 6 times have also been there 5 times.
How many teams have never been to the Super Bowl?
2.
2, 3, 5, or 4?
2.
Wrong. It's 4. Browns, Jaguars, Lions,
what
Texans.
am I thinking?
Yeah, didn't we ask this question?
We went over that one like 8 times.
I stumped them on the first one.
Well, that didn't take long.
Nope.
All right.
Wow. I'm jumping the gun tonight.
Yep. Moving on.
All right. So moving on, since Jeremy got stumped in the second question.
Apparently, my mind's not here tonight.
Well, our minds would have been a little bit more interested in halftime if the Tyreek Hill, Scotty Miller race happened, but unfortunately, it didn't. What we did get was a streaker.
I was plowing my driveway during halftime.
Well, that wasn't during halftime. It was the streaker.
That's not very nice to be calling your girlfriend that.
I didn't think he was going to say driveway after that.
I was going to say, I was clearing the driveway at halftime, too.
So the streaker had actually made the prop bet that there would be a streaker on the field in the Super Bowl. And it was a plus 300. It was 300 and something. It was a plus 300 or something like that.
No,
and
apparently it was a lot higher plus than that.
Yeah. Either way, he was set to make a boatload of money. Well, the prop bet company, now the Bovati Bookie Company, came out and said all his bets had been canceled, and anyone that had bet that was deemed to have known that he was going to do that was also having their bets canceled and their account suspended.
Yeah.
So they were getting back just the money they paid in, and that was it. Except for him, he lost everything because he was the streaker, and they don't want to pay him.
Yeah, you do not.
It basically shows that if you're willing to play the game and make sure that your bet actually goes through, they're gonna change the rules just like the stock market or the Wall Street does, so that way you can't make your money back.
It's like if you were if like you played in the game and you bet on it, or like if it was announcer, oh hey, you're my friend, I'll make sure I say this more than this amount of times to get the over. It's the same situation.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I also read something that said that like the max bet on that particular prop bet was supposed to be like $1,000, or something like that, and like everything that you're reading saying that he put like 50 grand on it. So like if the max bet's $1,000, I don't understand gambling by any means, but like something doesn't add up.
There's a lot of the story and what he said and everything else. There's a lot of questionable information he's spewing out there and that's getting released that makes me think that he didn't put any money on it.
Well, the betting companies actually came out and said that his bet was canceled.
Yeah, but the betting company didn't verify he had a bet.
They did.
Yeah,
this was
because as of yesterday, they said if their statement was if he had placed any bet, it would be canceled, and any bet he placed, the money would be forfeited.
So this
did not say he made a bet, unless they came out today and said it.
This was from today, the Bovada bookie company. It's I guess other people had made this bet that there would be somebody, and this guy had been gambling since he was in college and has lost tons of money, and he finally got one bet that hit, and he only bet, I think it was $1,000. And it was a good payday, and they said, "Oh no, you know him, so you lose this out." And he's like, "I don't even know this guy," and they're trying to say that he knows him. I guess because they follow something the same on Facebook. They're saying, so automatically,
that's
if you follow social media, you automatically know him. When hell, I follow people that I don't know.
Oh well, get used to it. That's how this world works now.
Oh yeah. So this guy is pissed that this company won't pay him. I finally hit a bet when he's lost. He's like, I've lost triple what I would have made on this one bet.
Shouldn't have been done.
Well, then bookies shouldn't be allowed to put out that kind of bet then. Basically, that's what I'm saying. If they're going to change the rules the minute something happens when they got to pay out a boatload of money because there was so few people there that they have to pay it out, if you know the guy or not. If you bet the bet, you bet the bet. Who's to say he wasn't that security was actually going to do their job, get him before he got in the field?
Well, no, it's insider information, and that's what the loophole is in their end.
Yeah, but now they can say that everybody knows everybody.
There's stipulations on all those websites and all that agreement stuff that if you're found to have insider information, whether it's actual firsthand knowledge or someone you know had firsthand knowledge, your bet's forfeited.
So how long do you think it'll be before they get rid of all the prop bets other than like the coin toss?
Oh, they won't.
Well, people, if this kind of stuff happens, the only reason this happened is because he came out and said he did it. If he would have just kept his mouth shut and taken his payday, they would have paid out. Not a problem. Yeah.
The fact he came out and said, "Oh yeah, I did it. I placed the bet so I could win the money."
Yeah.
He took the gambling aspect out of the bet.
Right.
And that's why.
Although it's a gamble that he was actually going to get onto the field, so.
Yeah, but the fact was that he
was determined.
They must have had somebody like Billy Bob trying to guard him, coming out of the stadium, out of the stands. Because we all know Billy Bob wouldn't be catching him.
No, but the Chiefs could have used that cop that tackled him.
Yeah. Did you guys see the video of the cop that took him to the ground?
Yep. Did you see the Bernie meme of not the Bernie, did I share that in the group chat?
Yes.
The Biden sniffing meme?
The Biden sniffing meme, yes. All right. So let's get to Tom Brady.
Who?
Nate's favorite quarterback of all time, Tom Brady. By winning his 7th Super Bowl, he has now become the NFL's most successful franchise, technically. There hasn't been a team that has won more than 6 Super Bowls, and those are the Patriots and Steelers. They hold the records for the most championships. Oh, Amanda must be there. Hi, Amanda.
No, it's the dog. He looks interested in talking.
So, Brady completed 21 of 29 passes. It's like 73%. And for 201 yard and 3 touchdowns. Gronk has already said that he would love to come back next year. And a lot of players that have their contract coming up this year said they were willing to work with the organization to see if there's a way to stay.
And there's been players on that team who have big contracts willing to renegotiate to keep the team together.
Mm-hmm.
I read
not
something
too happy
today.
with that.
I read
That's
something
where
today.
KJ Watt's going to be.
I don't think so.
He's not wrong. He ain't lying.
Yeah, but the funny part is that defense's line don't need him.
Right.
So what are the odds that they're going to make it back then? Do you think they'll make it back to the Super Bowl, Jeremy?
Yes. The Chiefs are actually favored currently to win the Super Bowl next year. But yet Mahomes' 2 bad games in his career are both in the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I read something today,
Chris, go ahead.
Jeremy. Yeah,
Yes.
I read something today that's hilarious. It said that Brady's daughter has held the Lombardi Trophy more times than any Dallas Cowboy in the last 25 years.
Yep, I saw that.
I was like, they're like, she's 8.
Yes.
Yes. I think this is the third
I think
time
Gail
she's
posted
held
it.
I think this is like the 3rd or 4th time she's held it.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, damn.
Yeah, just imagine you're 8 and you've held it that many times.
Just imagine you're a Dallas Cowboy reading that meme going, shit.
Well, it's like the meme that
Fucking Brady.
they're going to hold the Super Bowl from now on in Dallas, so that way that no team ever has home field advantage again.
Yep.
So, Nate, what do you think the Tampa Bay is going to get it back to the Super Bowl next year?
Probably.
I mean, the thing is that team, now that they've been there and won, any free agent that's looking to, older free agent, big name or not, that's looking to win a Super Bowl is going to go, you know what, a year or 2 with Brady, we can do it. And they're all just, that place is going to be flooded with so many free agents wanting to go there.
Hi, honey. How you doing, Amanda?
She's going to bed.
She's going to bed? Well, she just said hi. So I guess good night.
So yeah, I have a feeling they will make it back at least once. I wouldn't be surprised if they renegotiate Brady's contract to add a 3rd year and lower the cap hit this coming year now that salary cap went down.
Yes.
Because as everyone knows, he said he wanted to play till at least 45, and now he's coming out saying he could play till longer, but he also is going to get his knee scoped in the coming weeks.
Yep. Which isn't bad. He's 43, 44, and this is the first time
he's 43. He'll turn 44 beginning in next year's preseason stuff.
And this is really his first time his knee has really had any issues, I think, other than the season he was out. Right?
It's that knee.
Yeah, it's that same knee.
Yeah.
All right, so Mahomes. Speaking of Mahomes, at times in the game, it seemed like he was the only one playing to win. He made incredible throws, and the receivers just seemed to drop the ball.
His receivers were not focused. They weren't there. He finally dealt with the issue where receivers drop the ball, where 99.9% of the time throughout his entire career so far, his receivers always seem to catch it.
Yep.
Well, on Sunday, they all got the case of the drops at the same time.
Yeah, they did. I was so glad that I didn't have to worry about like my fantasy picks because Tyreek Hill didn't do crap.
Nope. Kelsey didn't do. Actually, Kelsey did have a good amount of yards still.
He did have good yards, but he didn't get over 100 yards. So.
No, Kelsey did. I thought.
Kelsey didn't even get over 100 yards. He was held to I thought he was held to like 86 yards, something like that.
No,
past 2 games he was over 100 yards. I know they were saying something how he only had 86 yards and it was close to the end of the game, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he got a lot of.
But the previous 2 games, him and Tyreek had over 100 yards each.
Where can I not find this?
So we'll let you find that. Do you think the pressure of trying to repeat the Super Bowl finally got to these guys, and they were overthinking everything?
I think it was them playing against all those veterans is probably what did it. A lot of these guys playing for the Chiefs probably remember when Tom Brady was first coming into the league and they were kids. So the fact they were playing Tom Brady in a Super Bowl, they probably got a little overwhelmed.
And Gronkowski. And
Gronk, they had Ndamukong Suh, and don't they have JPP as well?
Yes, they do.
Yep.
So that's a lot of, years of experience on one team.
Yep.
Regardless if the Chiefs could have been the better team on paper in general, it's just going against that was probably enough to get them kind of shaken up a little bit and unprepared.
Well, and the
that'd
fact
be
they
like
were
me
missing
trying to
both
wrestle Dan
tackles.
Gable.
What, Chris? Johnny interrupted you.
I said, well, I was just saying that'd be like me trying to wrestle like Dan Gable, who's like the epitome of, wrestlers. And, you go up against an icon, no matter what, you're going to be nervous. You're going to, like Nate's saying, you're going to have those jitters, especially when you know that this guy performs on that stage better probably than anybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kelsey, 10 receptions, 133 yards.
So he did get over 100 yards.
I was gonna say I thought he was the only receiver with over 100 yards in the game.
Well, I was just because Mahomes did play Tampa Bay early in this year, and they smacked them with Tyreek Hill getting over 200 yards in the first half.
In the first quarter.
Yeah, the first quarter. Sorry.
That was the thing about that game that I kept going back and looking at. They got up to that quick lead, and then after that first quarter, they couldn't do jack against that team.
Yeah.
They just held on to a lead, and it dwindled and dwindled and dwindled till they ran out of time. But I think the biggest factor, as was probably said about 1 million times on sports radio this past week, that the the stat tracker thing that they have, the Gamecast tracker stat thing.
Yes.
That Mahomes ran almost 500 yards trying to avoid being sacked in the backfield.
Yeah.
Before either getting sacked or throwing the ball.
This game showed how important offensive line is and having two good offensive tackles is.
Yes, by losing both your offensive tackles, it definitely hurts your chance to win.
Well, Nate always says football games are won and lost on the line.
Mm-hmm. Most important football team.
You saw Mahomes getting chased by that defense, that front four all game long. Where
they really didn't have to blitz anybody else.
Oh, but they did. He was blitz happy, especially as the game got going.
Yeah.
They got Mahomes running, and they just started sending everyone. There was one time where they said that they sent both corners on a blitz.
They did. I was watching it. I'm like, they just sent both of them. He thought one of them was going to drop out, but neither one of them did.
Oh, they were going for broke.
So this morning, it was reported that Houston Texans released defensive star J.J. Watt. Was this a surprise to anyone?
No.
It was a little bit to me. I mean, I feel like at this point in the season or the league, there's nothing surprising anymore.
It wasn't to me because he's on the last year of his contract, and that team's not going anywhere. He's had a good relationship with that team this whole time, and they're like, you know what? Instead of holding you on for one more year, let's face it, they don't want to pay him because they know they're not going to do anything. He has a high contract, so
$17 million.
Yeah, so he asked to be released. So in theory, they're off the hook on what was left of his contract. His guaranteed money's already paid out. So if they would have cut him, I think it would have been a hit to the salary cap. But because they released him prior to whatever a certain date, he doesn't hit the salary cap.
Yeah, and everything that he's done for Houston, like just asking, by him saying, hey, look, I want to have a shot at maybe, going to play for a team to win a championship. We're not going to do that here. We're not going to do that here. Because he said he wants to go play for a championship.
Right.
Multiple times. So we'll see what happens, but.
So where do we think he'll end up?
Tampa Bay.
I almost feel like Tampa Bay is a
safe bet.
I say either one of. So I'm gonna throw 4 places out. Either Tampa Bay, Pittsburgh, just because of his brothers, but I don't think that's a smart move because of the salary cap, like I said
I say
earlier.
Pittsburgh's too obvious.
Yeah, like I think if that's gonna be a last resort type thing. I could see like I've seen some stuff, throughout the day of potentially going up north to the Fudge Packers.
Heard
You know,
that. Saw that.
and then I've
heard that.
seen some things about the Rams as well.
Yeah, I had heard about the Rams when I was
So I'd say one of those 4.
when I was
I
going to
wouldn't
pick
be
up the
surprised if he
monster.
went to San Francisco. I don't know why that just seems like it makes sense for him to go there, but it just kind of does.
I think the only way that he goes to San Francisco is if these rumored trade packages that San Francisco is putting together gets Nick Bosa out of there. Then I think that maybe to fill, a year gap or something like that, they may bring him in. But if they keep Bosa, I don't see them bringing.
You could always go play with Khalil Mack again in Chicago.
I'd be okay with it. I mean, you can't get any worse.
Oh, you could. Could be Dallas.
True. I'm just saying, like, as far as Chicago goes, like, I don't think he's gonna do anything to make it worse.
Oh yeah,
Like,
to make the team
you know,
worse.
Yeah,
Yeah, no.
yeah.
He might
Like,
help a little
adding
bit.
Gibbs- exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
So he's had a lot of injuries, though. Do you think he will actually? He's crazy. He'll be crazy sought after, or will he be like, oh yeah, I guess we can pick you up? Because
What's gonna
all the
happen
predictions are
is-
saying he's like
No,
he's gonna
I
be an
think
$8 million contract.
His agent's going to be reaching out to GM saying, "Hey, he's interested in playing for you guys. Is there any interest back?"
Yeah.
Well, I
Because
think
the
what's
fact-
going to happen is he's going to become a tight end and play opposite of Gronk in Tampa.
There you go. Come on,
mean-
they already got Brady, and then the other guy that got hurt this year. So
And he's already scored touchdowns.
He
we've
does.
seen weirder shit happen. I mean, Mike Vrabel's scored touchdowns.
3 of them actually, and 1 in a Super Bowl.
hey, we almost had another lineman touchdown this year.
We did. Did you see? I can't believe he didn't hold on to that for dear life because he got it knocked out of his hand, so it wasn't technically a drop. But it's
No,
one of those.
he
catch
got,
that.
He got knocked out.
Yeah, it got knocked out, but it's one of those. You get that. You hold on to it and squeeze it like it's a pimple.
You squeeze like it's a Twinkie.
Yeah. And the whole entire time, I'm like, please go back to him. Please go back to him. Give the fat man a touchdown. Because that
They
was
tried.
actually a prop bet that I was thinking about when I was up in New Hampshire earlier in the day. I was like, I wonder if I should bet some money on Tampa, and if I should take the prop bet of a fat man getting a touchdown. Because it
You
was
mean bet more money on Tampa?
Yeah, bet more money on Tampa. But there was a prop bet. It was like plus 300 or something like that for a fat man touchdown. And I was like, I could pay for it that would pay for itself. And then I saw, I'm like, oh, that fat man better get that touchdown. All right. So is there anything else you guys want to talk about the game with before we get going with our little who picked what?
So I was pissed because I almost went back up to New Hampshire and bet the over on the amount of Gronk catches in the game.
Yes.
Because I think it was at
1.5, if I remember correctly. Last time I saw.
no, I think it was at 3.
Okay.
But it was at 3. But last time they played each other, they went to Gronk a lot.
Yeah.
And they still had the other tight end healthy. And this time with Brady back, I'm like, he's gonna go to Gronk. He's gonna go to Gronk a lot. And I was like, I didn't have time. I was so busy that weekend. I mean, I had to run up to New Hampshire at like 8:00 at night with the kids on Saturday to get it to place the bets. After leaving the house at like noon, before noontime, doing stuff. So it was I almost made the bet. I almost ran up there just to make that bet. Going, I'll bet 20 on. I think it was like the over was I think it was plus like 350 or something.
Yeah,
it was a good payout.
It was a good payout. If I remember correctly. All right, so let's get to our picks. So this week, Me and Jeremy and all the girls had picked Tampa, and we won. Chris, you should have stuck with us. Should have stayed away from Nate.
I don't like Tom Brady.
You don't have to. So you got to remember when making picks, it's not about who you like. It's about you got to take emotion out of it.
I just can't. I can't do it.
That's okay. So, our standings. You weren't the last, Chris, but you weren't first. So, me, Jeremy, Gail, and Amanda all had 10 correct picks in the playoffs. Smitty and Mo had 9. And then, actually, Chris and Nate, you guys tied with 5 correct picks in these playoff series.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Wow.
Go Nate.
I'm more impressed with Amanda and Gail getting 10, and not Mo getting 10.
Yeah, I'm surprised about that.
Yeah, I was like, I went back and I had a double check, and I'm like, yeah, Mo only has 9. I was like, I didn't know that was possible. Because for a while, Mo, she's tied for number 1 with you, Jeremy, for the regular season.
Yeah, so that means I win the overall now. Because in this league we count postseason stats.
Yes. Postseason matters just as much as the regular season,
if not more.
That's where the games really matter. The funny part is, I was looking at our AFC and NFC predictions, and we were only slightly off on a few of them, but we were way off on others. Like, we all had Miami not doing very well, and they did much better than we expected.
What do you mean? I had them 8-8.
Yes, you had them 8-8, but they went 10-6.
And I had Buffalo 11-5.
Yeah, and they weren't.
I switched New England's win-loss record.
I was closest to New England with 6-10 when they went 7-9. Nate was 4-12.
You know, Nate was almost dead on the Jets. Nate gave the Jets too much credit.
Yeah. What are you talking about? You gave the Jets too much credit. You gave them 6-10.
I figured they'd figure out a way to win some games.
What I was more impressed with was, what was I? Is the Jacksonville Jaguars. All of us had them win at least 3 to 4 games, and we weren't even close to how bad they were gonna be. And on the NFC side, I think
Your internet just doesn't want to participate this week, huh?
No, not really. It's dropping back. I'm gonna have to upload the video. Nate was dead on for the Washington football team, 7-9, and winning, and they ended up winning the NFC East with it. I was quite impressed when I saw it. I'm like, Nate was dead on.
It happens once in a while.
We thought San Francisco was going to stay healthy.
Yes, we did. We thought San Francisco was going to be a good team, be a contender, and they weren't. They lost in the Super Bowl, and they'll never go back.
Right, it's NFC North. I can't see the screen, so.
Let's see.
You had the Giants winning it.
You had the Giants winning it.
There we go. I was talking about the NFC North.
Oh.
Packers, Vikings, Bears, Lions.
No, you had the Vikings winning the division.
Vikings, Packers, and Bears and Lions tying. So
I wasn't too far off on Tampa and New Orleans records.
No, actually, you were dead on for Tampa, and you were dead on for New Orleans. So I hadn't made it that far down the list. I was just more impressed that you got the NFC East correct.
Whenever you get the NFC East correct, you know it's a loss.
Yeah. Although the funny part is, all three, you, me, and Jerry all got the New Orleans Saints record correct.
At 12-4.
Yeah. But you had Tampa winning a lot more than their 11-5. You had 13-3, Jeremy.
Hey! I believe they won 15 games this year.
They did. They did.
So who's closer now?
Who was the last? I was trying to find out who was the last team that went into the postseason as an NFL wild card and ended up winning the Super Bowl.
So the last 4 teams, they're the 4th team to come in as the 5th seed. It was the 04 or the 05 Steelers.
Yeah.
The 07 Giants.
Okay.
The 11. The 11 Packers, and then Tampa. So I don't know if another wild card has made it since 2011. Right, Nate? 11? The Packers?
11.
Okay, so it's 2010 season is the 2011 it happened.
Yeah.
So 2010 season. So I don't think there was another wild card team since them who had made it into the Super Bowl.
Well, it was fun. All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight, or are we good?
I'm good, man. I'm ready to go.
I think we're good.
All right. Well, it's been fun. We're going to take a little bit of a hiatus for a little while until the week before draft night. Hopefully, Chris's internet is good enough to be able to get the week before and draft night.
Yep, we'll figure something out, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm going to work on getting my internet fixed tomorrow, hopefully.
No, it's gonna take like 6 to 8 weeks. Come on.
Oh, probably. So I think it all has to do with Comcast. All of a sudden, updated their gigabit speed, and they increased it from 1 gigabit to 1.2 gigs. And the lady that I was talking to on the phone had no idea what she was doing. I'm pretty sure that's the issue.
I'm going to bed.
All right, night, Nate.
Night, Nate.
Hi, guys.
If you need any loving, you know where to find me. Just give me a call. I'll come snuggle with you.
All right. Later, guys.
See you. Yeah, I think it was the 2010 Packers were the last one to make it.
Well.
Or the last one to win it.
That's all, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Night, guys.